This is a series of cine films made with a normal motion picture camera, run at 100 frames per second. The films were made at the National Institute for Research in Dairying in England in 1971. And the purpose was to show the basic action of the Teatcup using a transparent Teatcup and liner. A novel feature of this series is that a mirror was mounted on the edge of the transparent shell at an angle of 45 degrees. And this enables us to show two simultaneous views of the teat. In the real image, you can see it's when the liner collapses, it's edge on, and then in the mirror, which is on the right-hand side of the real image, you're seeing the view from side on as the liner collapses. Further to the right is a clock, which has an unusual rotation speed. One complete revolution is 0.3 seconds. This clock enables us to produce an accurate indication for when the liner opened and closed. The first sequence shows the teat which was used for the subsequent milkings, and the teat's about 6 centimetres long. It was marked, you can see the line of dots on the teat. Those marks were put on at 1 centimetre intervals with a permanent marking pen, so we could measure the stretching of the teat and the relative movement of the teat with respect to the liner during milking. The teat is white, and so that colour changes during milking could be observed. This next series shows the teat being milked in a narrow bore liner. In fact, it's the same one which was in the introductory segment for the description of the technique. You can see that the Teatcup has come to rest well below the floor of the udder, despite the fact that it's a fairly parallel-sided teat. This is an indication of the friction which has developed between the skin of the teat and the internal surface of the liner, which is sufficient to stop the Teatcup moving further up the teat or sliding off the teat. The Teatcup liner has been marked with little lines at 1 centimetre intervals, and the difference between those and the dots on the teat show that the teat has been stretched by about 50%, and this happens as soon as the teat enters the liner. What you can see is that when the liner is open, the area of the liner beneath the teat rapidly fills with milk. A little bit later we'll be able to see more clearly that milk flow starts at or shortly before the time that the liner walls separate beneath the teat, and milk flow is stopped at or soon after the point where the walls touch beneath the teat at the end of milking. Another striking feature here is which can be seen more easily in the mirror, is that the end of the teat appears to be noticeably reddened, and there's quite a sharp line of demarcation from the tip of the teat, the reddened tip of the teat, to the whitish area along the major part of the barrel of the teat. And this really represents the point at which the skin is being supported by the stiff liner barrel, and the reddened area is the unsupported teat exposed to the milking vacuum.